guys. So the other week I asked you on Google Classroom what you guys wanted to cover next, and Brent very kindly suggested covering Google Drive file stream. Pretty much what that is it is a software that you can install on your PC that allows you to um, save files like you would normally to places like the document file, downloads, pictures. Um, but it creates a folder that is your Google Drive and syncs with your Google Drive. So, along with the post that this video is attached to, there is a link that when you click it will take you to this page. And it's got some information for those of you that might want to read through it, but we are just going to dive right in. So we're going to go to the Get Started with Drive File Stream, and we're going to click this first subsection. When we click it, it will have the download buttons. Because I run on Windows, I am going to download for Windows. All of you, with the exception of Brent and Todd, are Windows. And for those of you, too, that are Macs, the installation process should be almost identical, minus a few operating system differences. So keep that in mind, Mac users, when you go to install this. So I'll go ahead and click Download for Windows. And it is going to open up a window asking where I want to save it. I personally always download software to my downloads folder because I empty it enough that it doesn't goop up my computer. So depending on your internet speed, I have so many notifications. So depending on your internet speed, this could take a couple of seconds or a handful of seconds to download. Once it is downloaded, we go ahead and click it, and it will open up a window asking if we want to grant it permission to change our computer. And what that means is, do we want to give it the ability to function the way it needs to, pretty much, with the syncing and all of that fun stuff. So we're going to click yes. And I generally have the application on my desktop for the Drive file stream itself. However, I don't love having the shortcuts for Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides, so I deselect that. Once I have that the way I'd like, I'm going to click Install. And this part is usually relatively fast. Knock on wood, now that I've said that, it won't. Google Drive file stream successfully installed. So we have to manually close this window. And when I lower this screen, sure enough, here it is on my desktop. So I'm going to double click it to open it. And you'll notice down here on your toolbar, it will have this little icon. If this little icon doesn't show up right away, you can hit your up arrow and it'll show in this little window. I will get more in depth with this icon because it actually has some nice functionality. So I've got it set up, go to my drive, and it automatically has my files because I've had this on my computer before. However, if this is your first time installing it, it will take you to a page asking you to sign in. You will use your school Gmail account, so your username at lamont.wednet.edu or sprague.wednet.edu. And then it could take a while to sync all of your stuff depending on how much you have in your Google Drive. And then once I'm there, I can literally just go and click in all of my documents. I have PDFs in here in my Google Drive. Now I don't have to go to Chrome, open up Google Drive, all of that stuff. It is just in my folders. It's really nice. I love it. But I want to show you kind of how to really get the most out of this. So let's say you go ahead and open up a Microsoft Word document. Because Google has worked so hard to make itself compatible with Microsoft Word, this feature works a lot nicer. There used to be a day when that was not the case. So I'm going to open up a blank document. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go, this is a test. Hello, everybody. Okay. Got too many L's because my keyboard's overzealous. And I'm going to click File, Save. Now, this does not have the place that I want, so I'm going to click Browse. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it better. Over here on the side where it has my basic locations, if we scroll all the way down, we now have this option that says Google Drive, Operate Computer, Google Drive File Stream. When I click it, sure enough, there's my drive and all of my folders. I'm going to put this in Library and Tech Time. And we're going to put, this is a test, ... Save. Okay, I'm done with this document. I can close it. I've done my work on it. And you will notice that in my Google Drive file stream folder, it's already there. However, I can check its upload status by clicking this down arrow, clicking the Google Drive icon, and if it has a green check mark next to it, it means it's synced. I can now find this on any device by going to Google Drive. To test that theory, we are going to come back to my browser, we go to Google Drive, and we are going to find my Library Tech Time, and there it is. This is a test. I can open it in Google Drive, and sure enough, there it is. So from any device, whether it's my phone, my tablet, or an entirely different computer, I will have access to this document. However, outside of opening it afterwards, I did not have to go to Google Drive once. I was able to create it in Microsoft Word. I was able to save it like a normal file to a regular folder, and then the folder did the work of uploading it to my Google Drive because I chose my Google Drive file stream folder. And that is pretty much the gist of how it works. I kid you not, you guys, this is my favorite tool. I use it every day, multiple times a day. It just makes everything very seamless between my devices, or in those moments where I don't have one of my devices in front of me, I can log into a totally foreign device and still have access to all of my important stuff. I love Google Drive file stream. So if you need help with installation or setup or any questions, please do not hesitate to ask, because this is really a game-changing, life-saving application that I highly recommend y'all using. Okay, that's it. Happy learning.